Stephenson. I'm fighting out of Houston, Virginia. I train at 8 Corners MMA out of Louisa, and I do a lot of cross training with the MMA Institute in Richmond. I'm fighting Kenny. He's 6'3", he's the tallest opponent I've ever fought. Looking forward to probably knocking him out in the second round.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Alan Stephenson making his way from Goochland, Virginia. He fights with 8 Corners MMA and also trains with the MMA Institute. Here we go, our rules of the cage. All fights tonight are going to follow the unified MMA rules. We're going to have 3 5-minute rounds, and all fights or be scored on a 10-point must system. Again, MMA Institute being very well represented here tonight at Victorium Episode 3, presented by the Global Proving Ground and the Aberdeen Royalton Club.
How you doing? I'm Kenny Gaudreau out of Winchester, Virginia, fighting out of Sterling, Virginia from Disciple MMA Academy. Fight at 155. I don't really know my opponent's name. He's a human being. He bleeds the same blood as me, and I'm ready to go in there and dance, basically.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. A very determined, a very efficient, a very precise fighter is this man, Kenny Gaudreau. We saw him debut back in Victorium Episode 1. He's had a few fights since then, and right now his record stands at 4-1.
That's right. Last time we saw Kenny good to go, he won. He beat Matt on at Glory Fights. But let's take you to the tail of the tape right now, Brandon.
Here we go, Matthew Stone. Again, you see Kenny Gaudreau, 6'3", taking on his opponent, Alan Stephenson, stands at 5'10". Both of these men are going to be looking to improve their record, but definitely the experience has to go to this man right here, good to go, Kenny Gaudreau.
That's right. Gaudreau definitely uses his boxing and his reach to keep opponents, at a distance, then closes with, he has excellent jiu-jitsu. I mean, he is a definitely great fighter. He's definitely a fan favorite. But can Alan Stephenson overcome the reach is what we're going to find out here tonight. As you said earlier, Brandon, Alan Stephenson is undefeated so far. He's trying to get his 2nd win in a row. He definitely has 7 amateur belts under his record, if you will. But this is an amateur. This is the pros. He's fighting good to go. This should be an epic battle. This is our 8th fight, I believe, of the night. This will be just as good as the first fight. Every fight you see tonight is an epic fight. This should be no different, Brandon.
It's crazy how that's exactly true, Matthew Stone. Each fight has been better than the previous, and if that be the case, this one should be no different. We just saw an amazing fight between Tony Horn and Josh Brown, and this one with Kenny Gaudreau and Alan Stephenson is starting off to be nothing but spectacular. Good to go, Kenny Gaudreau. Both of these men coming out, letting the hands fly. Good to go, Kenny Gaudreau trying to use that reach advantage. Alan Stephenson answering right back with a couple leg kicks of his own, trying to check. Oh my goodness, look at these men as they're letting these hands fly early.
That's right, they're not holding anything back. I don't think they've ever heard of a feeling out process, Brandon. These men are trying to get this in there, get it one and done, and get the job done. The fans here don't know what to expect. This has been an epic night of fighting, and it looks like that Alan Stephenson can hold his own against Good to Go, Brandon.
These men are about as far as part personality as it comes. Earlier yesterday at the weigh-ins, Alan Stephenson was a little bit of a jokester, a little bit of a kidder, had a very light-hearted approach to the fight, where Kenny Gaudreau was a little bit more cold-blooded, so to speak, a little bit more focused and determined. Definitely all about business, not here to play around at all.
And Gaudreau is definitely good at using that jab to keep his opponent at bay and then set it and follow right up with a leg kick. Stephenson almost caught that one. Crowd definitely appreciates the hard work. Snapping leg kicks by Good to Go, Brandon. Snapping, devastating leg kicks.
Kenny Gaudreau is very clean with his kicks, very precise. Definitely looks very fluid inside of the cage. Again, this not being his first time inside of the cage. Very comfortable, very
That's right. Like I said, we've seen him earlier. His first fight, he won it at episode 1. He's trying to keep that winning streak going right here against Alan Stephenson. Both men definitely, you can see both men, they pretty much look like mirror images, except that Gaudreau has the reach. Nice front kick there. I mean, you see a lot more front kicks nowadays in MMA than you used to because they're definitely unutilized, but definitely devastating.
Definitely, they have made their premiere, I guess, back into the world of mixed martial arts, being a lot more utilized here in the past few years. But Kenny Gaudreau, definitely with those long legs, is throwing all types of kicks, side kicks, kicks to the leg, kicks to the head, trying to mix it up and trying to keep his opponent, Alan Stephenson, guessing. That's
right. It's all about that fighting range. Stephenson can't close. Gaudreau looks like an excellent counter puncher. He throws the jab, waits for Stephenson to a counter. Oh, look at that. Stephenson, like I said, all it takes is one mistake from either fighter, and then that could be over.
Stephenson definitely trying to close the space, trying to take away that reach from Kenny Gaudreau. Definitely, if he stays in closer, those punches and those kicks don't have the same effect as they would if he was further away. Again, look at the movement of both of these men. Definitely trained for stand-up, did both of these men. But I've seen Kenny Gaudreau fight before, and he had a very impressive ground game from what I remember.
That's right. Both men got their chins down, got their hands high and tight. They're ready for war. And I spoke with Alan Stephenson earlier, and with trainers Mike Stanley and Rick McCoy, they brought in extra tall, extra. Oh, nice there, nice counter there by Stephenson. But they brought in. Oh, looks like they stumbled Gaudreau, who went for the takedown out of instinct.
And definitely Gaudreau, I think, did just that, but Stephenson fighting to gain the upper hand. Oh my goodness, but Kenny Gaudreau having none of it. Just throwing his opponent right to the mat like a rag doll. And a little bewildered is Alan Stephenson as Kenny Gaudreau pounces and right all over his opponent.
He's trying to get him the full mount, and it looks like he has him pressed up against the corner, delivering devastating shots. Gaudreau needs to wall walk up that cage and get back on his feet. This is not where he wants to be with lengthy Gaudreau. It looks like he can go for a choke from this position, Brandon. He's trying to trap his arm with that leg and go for the rear naked.
Slipping in a couple of rights as Kenny Gaudreau, not liking it was Alan Stephenson, but he's trying to turn him. You're absolutely right. If he can slip that arm underneath the chin, we might have a rear naked choke up against the cage. But a nice little defense there on the part of Alan Stephenson, and he's getting on top of the stomach. All he needs to do is turn around, and he'll definitely be in the more advantageous position. But Kenny Gaudreau and those long legs having none of it.
That's right. As you can see, he has a triangle from the side position. You rarely ever see that. He has a side triangle. Now he has a reverse from the back triangle. Now he's an upside down going for an arm bar. This is, like I said, these two men are top-notch grapplers, and with those long, lanky legs, you can do things that most fighters can't do.
It looks like Alan Stevenson's trying to escape out the back door, but he needs to be careful not to get caught in a triangle or maybe even an arm bar on the part of Kenny Gaudreau. And there you can see the face of exertion on the face of Kenny Gaudreau. Back to his feet is Alan Stephenson trying to slip out of the hold, and he does. And both men back to the feet. And we're back to the ground. It's back to stand up as the round number 1 comes to an end. My goodness, Matthew Stone, what an amazing round that was. Total fight. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how a judge would score that.
All I know is episode 1 was amazing. Episode 2 was incredible. Episode 3 is the best thing I have ever seen. You cannot beat this in fighting. Like I said, all these hungry fighters, they come here to prove themselves, and they do. This is some of the best fighting you'll ever see. Kenny Gaudreau, Alan Stephenson, round 2. Both corners trying to implement their strategies, try to, maybe modify their game plans. Gaudreau definitely needs to stick with what he was doing, keeping him at his range, delivering devastating kicks. Stephenson needs to get in close and take him down.
I saw no flaw in either one of these men's games. I saw crispness, I saw execution with perfection, and I think both of these men are just at such a high level that it's back and forth. These men make it look easy. These men are what people pay to see when they come to an MMA fight.
That's right. As you can see, Mike King separating the fighters. Both men look like cage animals ready to get this done. They've been waiting for this. The fans have been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. Let's do this.
I think the last round might have set the bar for action here tonight, though. It was such an action-packed round, back and forth, stand-up, ground game, kicks to the head, punches to the body. anything and everything that you could ask for, Matthew Stone, in a round of MMA happened last round. Mike King definitely had his work cut out for him, and we've still got almost 4 minutes left, more than 4 minutes left in our second round, and possibly a third. I cannot wait.
Oh, it looks like he stumbled Gaudreau with that shot there as he was coming in. Like I said, Gaudreau needs to keep those hands up. Alan Stephenson is no slouch in the stand-up department. Both men definitely have power, but as you can see, the reach goes to Gaudreau, but Stephenson is learning how to catch the kicks and slide in under the jab and deliver overhand right.
It seems like Alan Stephenson is trying to keep control of the center of the ring while still letting Kenny Gaudreau be a little bit more the aggressor and maybe even get a chance for a counter strike. Definitely he needs to try to keep the pace in his corner, in his advantage, and try to close the space between the two and eliminate some of the reach of Kenny Gaudreau. What a nice uppercut there. Oh my goodness, look at these hands fly on both men.
Both men showing iron chins. They're taking devastating shots. As you can see, as this fight began, that Stephenson controlled the center of the octagon. Center of the cage, excuse me. And then Gaudreau got it back, and now both men are in the center. Like I said, both men are so evenly matched, it's hard to get an upper hand in this fight.
I'm just excited to be watching this matchup, Matthew Stone. This is definitely an impressive fight. I don't know which way to call it. Kenny Gaudreau is letting the hands fly. Alan Stephenson is letting the hands fly. He's landed a couple of good uppercuts already in this fight. Oh, that leg kick distracted Kenny Gaudreau. Kenny Gaudreau had no choice but to shoot the leg and try to stop some of the offense on the part of Alan Stephenson. Alan Stephenson still delivering that offense as he rains down the punches.
That's right, he's letting them back up. We got to watch out for them long up kicks. But it looks like he's finally winning the stand-up battle against Gaudreau. He checked the early storm. He's getting his timing down just right. And every time Gaudreau throws that jab, he counters. This is an excellent fight, a chess match back and forth of two masters at their sport.
Well, it definitely seems like he's found a way to counteract the height advantage of Kenny Gaudreau. Alan Stephenson seems to be a little bit more comfortable in there during this round than he was in the last round. Look, he's got a lot more confidence, and it seems like he's backing up Kenny Gaudreau. A couple of good uppercuts, rights and lefts, a good knee there on the part of Kenny Gaudreau.
Both men seem to be, Gaudreau looks stunned. Both men seem to be a little bit gassed. They're throwing everything. They're not holding anything back. Nice uppercut right there. These men are here to fight. They're not here to have a decision. They're trying to end this fight right now. Both men giving everything they have, and the fans definitely appreciate it, as are we, Brandon.
I can't agree more, Matthew Stone. Huge uppercuts on the part of Alan Stephenson landing with Kenny Gaudreau. Kenny Gaudreau still standing in there tough, throwing and slamming and banging. Both looks a little weary now. Oh my goodness, again has to shoot. Alan Stephenson not letting up for a second, still throwing these rights to the face, to the rib, trying to get him in where he can get him in. And now it looks like Kenny Gaudreau might be on top if he gets into almost a mounted position. Needs to be careful of a triangle.
That's right. He's trying to scoot around the side. Oh, he's going for a triangle right here. Can he pull the heel down? There it is. Oh, no. Nice escape by Gaudreau, stepping over the head. He's showing that he does have grappling skills. He needs to watch out for
my goodness. A huge punch right to the stomach. Almost folds Kenny Gaudreau in half. And right on top of it is Alan Stephenson. Kenny Gaudreau is he's trying to get away. Just absorbing lots of damage here. Hammer fists, rights and lefts. Oh, there it is. Mike King stops this fight due to strikage. What an amazing fight, Matthew Stone. Could have gone either way, but definitely that punch to the stomach by Alan Stephenson folded Kenny Gaudreau, and all those unmitigated, unanswered punches to the face afterwards was too much for Mike King, and he stops this fight.
As I said, I was worried about the up kicks from Gaudreau. Stephenson, from a standing position, dropped it right on the solar plexus on the midsection, folded Gaudreau over, and just did ground and pound. And I was worried that the ref might stop it because Gaudreau was not defending himself intelligently. Ground and pound stoppage. What an epic fight here tonight. As you said, every fight's been better than the last one, Brandon. It's hard to tell which one's the best, but this is definitely a contender.
We've had 8 amazing fights here tonight, Matthew Stone, and if I had to say, this is fight of the night thus far. Again, an impressive victory for this up-and-comer MMA star. Again, he improves his record to 2-0 now as he stays undefeated.
Feels pretty good.